Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshurmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. So today we will be revising Nectar of Instruction, text number 3. Abhishek Prabhu has sent his recording, so I will first play his recording and then I will also give a quick overview and will then read directly from Nectar of Instruction, text number 3. So let's hear from Abhishek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, seeking permission and blessings from all devotees, Srila Prabhupada and Sri Sri Radha Krishna, to make this presentation on text 3 of Nectar of Instruction. The previous text describes the 6 activities to be avoided by devotees, and this text describes the 6 activities which are to be performed by devotees. The translation goes like this. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service: being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non-devotees, and following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assures the complete success of pure devotional service. So, what is actually devotional service? Srila Prabhupada has described that devotional service is practical activity which is favorable for Krishna as Krishna desires. From the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, it is said, Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. That is pure devotional service. Silent meditation is not the process because there is no activity. Our personal chanting is also an activity. So this bhakti is devotional service, and service means practical activity with devotional feelings. The essence of this bhakti relationship is commitment. The strength of any relationship is based on commitment and not physical association. So bhakti is not imaginative speculation, but it is practical activity performed using Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanan, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam, as described by Prahlad Maharaj. So this is bhakti is cultivation. Cultivation is similar to how crops are cultivated. So for that, right atmosphere has to be provided, The seeds have to be protected and they have to be nourished. So atmosphere for the cultivation of our Bhakti Lata Beej is avoiding the 6 items explained in text 2 and following the 6 items explained in text 3. Protection is avoiding offenses which destroy our bhakti, and nourishment is through chanting and devotional service. For this cultivation, enthusiasm, confidence and patience is required, which brings us to the 6 items described in this text. The first item is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is described as endeavor with intelligence in Krishna consciousness, that is for the pleasure of Krishna. For example, materialists also make endeavor with intelligence, but it has no relation with Lord Krishna. To know if a devotee is enthusiastic or to know if we are enthusiastic, we should see how much the devotee is showing sustained commitment to their service. So sustained commitment means enthusiasm. Along with our personal activity in devotional service, enthusiasm is also expressed in how much we are able to expand the services of Lord Krishna, which is described as Yukt Vairagya. How to use different aspects of Lord creation in the service of Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of dictaphone. Dictaphone was created by someone for some purpose, definitely not for devotional service, but Prabhupada used it for recording and speaking message of Lord Krishna. So it was used in devotional service. Similarly, different aspects of Lord Krishna's creation can be used in devotional service. It is not that one has to confine or narrow our activities. There is nothing independent of Krishna. So activities have to be dovetailed in Krishna's service. Next item described is confidence, Nishchaya. The confidence of a devotee is that Krishna will always protect. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. At the same time, devotees know that other paths don't lead to the highest goal. So they don't have confidence in other paths. All the other paths grant lower destination, like desiring mystic siddhis, knowledge through philosophical speculation, and material advancement through fruitive activities. They are all contrary to the principles of devotion. The third principle is dhairya or patience. While engaged in devotional service according to the instructions of a spiritual teacher, we have to be patient to achieve the results. Like a doctor, they give prescription, we apply the process, and as a result, the disease is cured. Similarly, Guru gives prescription, we apply to devotional service, and the result is we are purified. But the result timeline will depend on the individual endeavor. Bhakti is not a mathematical formula, it is reciprocal. So while doing our activities with devotion, we depend on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The next item is Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat. Engaging in those activities which are favorable to devotional service. So these includes following the regulative principles of no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. No one should think that they are so advanced that they don't need to follow the regulative principles. This neglect will destroy bhakti. So along with these 4 prohibitions, yama, there are niyamas or do's to follow, which includes chanting 16 rounds daily, engaging in devotional service, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and other activities. Sometimes, due to time, place, and circumstances, the presentation of these aspects may change to make things more appealing, but the message and principles of Krishna consciousness should never be compromised. Presenting in appealing manner is different from changing message to appeal people. The message has to be same, but it can be presented in appealing manner so that people can be attracted to Lord Krishna rather than they go away from him. The next item is Asat Sanga Tyaga, avoiding association of non-devotees. Just like Chaitanya Charitamrita repeats Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam to put emphasis that there is no other way, similarly Asat Sang Tyaga is repeated in text 2 and text 3 to put emphasis. Bad association can pollute our desire, intelligence and faith. Material desires can come in two ways, from inside because of our past activities and memories, and from outside by the culture of society. So to avoid this negative culture, it is very important to avoid anti-devotional association. Because if we stay in association of people who look down on devotees or who doubt the process of bhakti, this will sprout doubts in our own mind also. But at the same time, we should not look down on other people who have not been blessed to receive this path. It is just our good fortune by which we have received this path of bhakti. We have received that mercy, so only in that aspect we are little higher. So Sang Tyag has to be, Asat Sang Tyag has to be applied as per time, place and circumstances. Just like in work settings, we don't avoid the association of non-devotees. It's just that we have to be not emotionally present there. We have to be functionally present to continue our occupational duty. But taking association means emotional exchanges, which we should avoid with non-devotees. There are 4 degrees of devotees: neophyte, kanishtha, madhyama and uttama, and 3 degrees of association: devotee association, non-devotee association and anti-devotee association. We grow in the association of devotees, and we can share the mercy which we have received in the association of ignorant people who don't know about devotional life. But for atheists or envious people, which is an anti-devotee association, we should avoid. So this asatsang tyag refers to anti-devotional association because it makes our spiritual life difficult cause of direct and sustained attack on our faith. So we should choose association of devotees as much as possible because it nourishes our bhakti. As soon as we busy ourselves in the association of devotees, we don't have any time left for bad association. So the do is to be more in the association of devotees so that we can avoid the association of non-devotees. The final part mentioned in this verse is sattva-vritti, inclination of pure devotees. That is, we should follow in the footsteps of acharyas and try to imbibe how they have practiced in their life, in our own life. We can imbibe their inclinations, and this way our bhakti flourishes. So that is why Guru shows the way, because he knows the way, and by following on that way we become purified and advance in devotional life. Thank you for this opportunity to present on this verse. Please correct any mistakes in the presentation. Thank you.
Any questions, comments, realizations for Abhishek Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Very simple, very clear to make others understand, and very calm way, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. He is very calm. That is the mark of confidence, right? That he is so confident on the subject matter that he's naturally speaking. Right? Many times we make notes, but you could sense that Abhishek Prabhu was naturally speaking. Very nice. This is very nice presentation. Rest of you, questions, comments, realizations? All right. Although Abhishek Prabhu has done a real super excellent presentation, but I will also do the text 3 presentation just because we agreed upon. So text number 2 was about 6 items unfavorable for devotional service. And this text number 3 is about 6 principles that are favorable for devotional service. Nectar of instruction from text number 3 onwards, the focus is on favorable principles. Text number 3, the key items are what is bhakti and what is not bhakti. And the second items are the 6 favorable principles for bhakti. So nectar of instruction, text number 3, Sanskrit is Utsaha Nishchay Dhairya Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyaga Sato Vritte Sadbir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. So you can memorize the text number 3 as A, B, C, D. A is attitude, so that is Utsaha Nishchay Dhairyat. B is behavior, that is Sangatyaga. C is cultivation, that Tat Karma Pravartana, that you practice rules and regulations of bhakti. And D is direction, Sato Vrite, that you follow examples and inclinations of pure devotees. So first Srila Prabhupada spends a lot of time on what is not bhakti, what is bhakti, how and why and where to perform bhakti. To understand how the 6 activities described in text 3 lead to spiritual advancement, we have to first know what is devotion, what is bhakti. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada spends so much time in his purport explaining what is devotion, what is bhakti, as well as what is not bhakti, so as to remove misconceptions that I may have about devotion. Srila Prabhupada's first line in the purport says, devotional services substance is practical activity. Exactly what is the definition of pure devotional service? In Nectar of Devotion, it says, Anyabhilashi Shunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavratam. Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam, that is practical activity. That is known as Bhakti Uttam. So Srila Prabhupada focuses on Shilanam, cultivation, from the Nectar of Devotion verse. Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam. So that Shilanam is cultivation. And it should be Krishna Anushilanam, means cultivation that is favorable to Krishna. Cultivation is not some idle meditation. Example, some devotee may say, Oh, I got darshan of Shri Radha Krishna while I was chanting. Oh, I am so exalted devotee because I got Krishna's darshan. So this statement or this attitude is an example of sentimental speculation or imagination. So Srila Prabhupada is trying to protect us from pseudo vision uh, and take us to actual spiritual vision. So some devotee may mistake such pseudo advancement for real advancement. So essence of bhakti is not some vision or feeling. Yes, feelings are there, but the essence of bhakti is relationship. Feelings are important, but is centered around commitments. The strength of two people's relationship is not dependent on how often they say that they love each other. Rather, it is dependent on how committed they are in the relationship. Similarly, bhakti is feeling and bhakti is to be expressed through commitment. Hence, essence of bhakti is not just feelings, rather is feelings that are expressed through commitment. Srila Prabhupada says bhakti's essence is practical application, how we are serving Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada exemplified this service attitude most extraordinarily. That at the age of around 70 years, instead of staying in Vrindavan at his last stage of life, Srila Prabhupada came to the West to spread Krishna consciousness. This is example of practical activity. So bhakti's substance is practical activity. Devotional service is cultivation, and cultivation is through practical activity. Cultivation is easily understood when one has to cultivate land to grow crops, fruits, flowers, etc. Cultivation involves various activities by which particular change happens. Similarly, for heart, we have to do various activities. Cultivation of the right atmosphere means then protection and nourishment. So within our heart, by which Bhakti Lata beach will grow. So cultivation is important because cultivation enables that what is to grow. So these three first items of Utsaha, Nishchay, Dhairya are required for cultivation and to get results. Even the chanting that we do, the importance of chanting is that it is also an activity. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada did not recommend silent meditation. Both points, devotion and service, combined together is devotional service. And this is the definition Srila Prabhupada gave of bhakti. Bhakti means devotion plus service, devotional service. So to summarize the first point, bhakti is not sentimental speculation, is not imagination ecstasy. Rather, bhakti is cultivation via practical activity. And bhakti is done through the 9 processes of devotional service described in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23. The verse starts with Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. And we have to do bhakti at ISKCON centers in association with devotees. So now the 6 items that the 6 elements of Utsaha, Nishchay, Dhairya, Tat Karma Pravartanat, Sanga Tyaga Sato Vrite. First is Utsaha, means enthusiasm. Srila Prabhupada explains the importance of enthusiasm, that nothing great can be achieved in any field without enthusiasm. Similarly, we have to be enthusiastic to get results in devotional life also. Enthusiasm means to endeavor with intelligence in Krishna consciousness. That is enthusiasm. So enthusiasm is not just any endeavor. Rather is endeavor with intelligence plus in Krishna consciousness, because materialistic people also endeavor very hard with intelligence. So endeavor and intelligence is there in materialistic endeavor also, but Krishna consciousness is missing. So endeavor in Krishna consciousness means for the pleasure of Krishna. Just the energy with which the devotee is dancing during kirtan is not enough to measure enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is expressed through sustained, steady commitment. We have to see how much actively a person is trying to serve Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada describes that we have to expand our devotional activities to include as many things as are possible to be engaged in Krishna's service. And the perfect example is of a microphone that Srila Prabhupada used. So the components of microphone belong to material nature. Material nature comes from Krishna. And microphone can be used in Krishna's service. So we use it in Krishna's service. So 50 plus years ago, it was very unique for a sannyasi like Srila Prabhupada to use an electronic item like microphone. Prabhupada said, no, this is Yukta Vairagya. Anything that can be used in Krishna's service, we use it in Krishna's service. That is Yukta Vairagya. That is proper renunciation. And today we use internet, modern technology, computers, cell phone, etc. in Krishna's service. So this is understandable. We are not using modern technology for sense gratification. So enthusiasm is illustrated not just with the energy with which we do devotional activities, rather enthusiasm is also how we are able to expand more and more activities in the service of Krishna. Next is Nishchay, means confidence. So Nishchay generally means determination. Here in the context is confidence. And Srila Prabhupada explains confidence of a devotee is, from the Sharanagati verse, is Avishe Rakshishabo Krishna, that Krishna will always protect me. Srila Prabhupada explains Nishchay also that the devotee has no confidence in other paths and confidence only in bhakti. No confidence in other paths, Srila Prabhupada says, is actually a sign of bhakti. So this does not mean that the practitioners of other paths are excluded. No. Rather, devotee understands that everyone can practice devotional service according to their abilities, time, place, and circumstances. Plus, devotee understands that devotional service can give better results than anything else. Therefore, I will fix myself in devotional service to Krishna. When devotee experiences that bhakti purifies faster, then devotee practices bhakti enthusiastically. Next item is dhairyat, means patience. So under dhairyat, there are 3 points: that you take instruction from Guru, you execute devotional service, and you depend on Guru and Krishna for results. So the metaphor of doctor and patient is described to understand dhairyat. That first thing is patient goes to the doctor and takes instructions, takes prescription. So disease is not cured the moment one takes medication. Rather, there has to be patience. Similarly, devotional service, spirituality, you have spiritual doctor, which is your guru, that I inquire and I learn from guru. Then I start practicing. Spiritual master says, chant Hare Krishna. Remember Krishna, serve Krishna. Do not do offenses. So we have these three stages. First, we get prescription from doctor. It means we get instructions from guru and Krishna. Second, we apply the prescription. We take medication, means we take the process of devotional service seriously and we practice. And the third is we become purified and we return back to Krishna. So when will purification happen will depend on the individual's ability and endeavor. So I cannot chant more than 16 rounds every day to wanting to go back home faster. No, spirituality is not mathematical. Spirituality is based on taste and the attitude. Because attitude towards Guru and Krishna has to be positive. Otherwise, chanting can become offensive to the holy name. Similarly, bhakti is not mathematical. Bhakti is reciprocal as well as bhakti is based on taste. Hence, we have to depend on Krishna for results. Next item is tat karma prabhu. That you practice rules and regulations of bhakti. Srila Prabhupada says chant 16 rounds of japa every day. Follow regulative principles. Because neglect of regulative principles will destroy devotional service. Now, this is a very strong statement. Now, what does it mean to neglect regulative principles? Some think that, I am chanting 16 rounds or I am advanced devotee, so I don't really need to worry about chanting. I don't really need to follow regulative principles. No, this will not work. This is neglecting regulations. This will destroy devotional service. By tat karma pravartana means following rules and regulation, only then we can make spiritual advancement. Sometimes, for the sake of pleasing others, we may compromise our principles that this is not very important. We should not be fanatic. Now, this way, one after the other, we will stop practicing rules one after the other and we keep neglecting and we keep dropping the principles one after the other. This is not recommended. Simultaneously, we don't have to deliberately displease people. We don't have to go around calling people as fools that you cannot practice these principles in the name of saying that I am not going to compromise. No, our goal is not to displease people. Rather, our goal is to please Krishna. Krishna is pleased when people come to him. So the purpose is to attract people to Krishna. Hence, we have to present the philosophy in an appealing and an interesting manner. Presenting the message in an appealing and interesting manner is different from changing the message so that it appeals people. We should not change the message so that it appeals to people. The message has to stay the same. But we present it in an appealing and interesting manner so that people become attracted to Krishna. And presenting in an appealing and interesting manner is the expertise of Srila Prabhupada, spiritual master, various acharyas. Next item is Sangatyaga, means to give up bad association. Just as the Harer Nam verse is repeated for emphasis, similarly the repetition of Sangatyaga in Nectar of Instruction text number 2 and then again in text number 3 is for emphasis, is for reminding us the importance of Sangatyaga. Bad association can pollute our desires, intelligence, and faith. Good association can purify our desires, intelligence, and strengthen our faith. Material desires come from two ways: from inside us, from past lives, past memories, and from outside, from the culture of the society. The easiest way is to minimize contamination of negative desires, is to avoid people who carry those negative desires. So this does not mean to look down upon materialistic people, that, no, I am pure and you are impure. No, we don't do that. So person infected with material desire is not lower than me. Rather, the point is that person's infection should not come to me. Therefore, I have to protect myself. We should not look down upon non-devotees or treat them lower than human beings. No, we have to respect everyone. Simultaneously, we have to also protect ourselves. So Sangatyaga is applied according to time, place, and circumstances. How much we avoid association of non-devotees cannot be set as a standard rule for everyone, because you have to apply according to time, place, and circumstances. So there are 3 degrees of association: devotee association, then non-devotee association, and then anti-devotional association. These overlap with the qualities of Madhyamadhikari. Madhyamadhikari has 4 qualities or characteristics. That first is, Krishna is the object of my devotional service. Second is devotees, devotional association, that devotees are source of friendship. Third is those who are ignorant, innocent. For them, the Madhyamadhikari has kripa, mercy. And the fourth, those who are envious, the Madhyamadhikari avoids them. So the point number 2, 3, 4 means devotee make friends, innocent give mercy, and envious avoid are the 3 degrees of association. So Sangatyaga primarily refers to anti-devotional association, which makes our spiritual life difficult, because there is direct and sustained attack on our faith. So how to protect ourselves from anti-devotional association? This is the most important point. We protect ourselves by coming in devotee association, because we are social creatures. We all need association. If we don't have association where we can share our values, then we will have to find some other association and start sharing the values of that association. And Srila Prabhupada founded ISKCON exactly for the purpose of sadhu sangha, for devotee association. ISKCON is a place where people come together and reciprocate so as to move closer to Krishna. So how do we do this in our specific lives is that for Sangatyaga, we do by making circles of association. In these circles of association, we try to keep ourselves close to Krishna as much as possible. Sangatyaga means we choose the association that nourishes our bhakti, and by staying in that association, by busying ourselves in that devotee association, so that we don't have much time left for asat sangha, means no time for bad association. So Sangatyaga is to avoid association of Mayavadis and materialistic people. Example, in office environment, it can be anti-devotional association also. Example, when somebody is talking against God, against Krishna, against Krishna's devotees. But we have to work in such conditions, in such situation. We can be officially present at the work environment. We don't have to become emotionally attached. Meaning we are just there formal. We are courteous and to everyone. We are just there as required for our function and do whatever is required for the function. Beyond that, there's no need for us to get emotionally involved with our colleagues. Not be emotionally involved means the bond between people happens not just by physical proximity. The bond between people happens by sharing joys and sorrows together. If we are not getting into the emotions of material enjoyment of materialistic people around us, then we are not associating with them. I have to work with materialistic people. Okay, I will work because it is a functional, it is obligation. But I will not get involved in their joys and sorrows. In an epidemic, people are infected. So I have to do whatever is required to protect my health. If materialistic people are talking about something anti-devotional, then I will avoid that talk completely. If materialistic people are talking about non-devotional subject matters, then I might just be nominally present without getting my heart involved in it. The effect of non-devotee association is that because non-devotees are not practicing devotional service, and then when we practice devotional service, we start feeling, why should I be doing this? Do I really need to do this? So many people live without devotional service. So why am I tormenting myself? Chanting so many rounds, doing so many things in devotional service, getting up early. And this is how my mind gets contaminated because I took association of materialistic people. On the other hand, when we come in the association of devotees, we see that so many devotees are seriously practicing devotional service. Therefore, I should also practice devotional service. From Bhagavad Gita 2.62, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, that through association, we develop desires. So we avoid non-devotee association naturally by being in association of devotees. And nectar of instruction takes one step forward, that it is not just association with devotees, rather it is further sato-vrite, that we develop the vritti of the satas. Satas are pure devotees. It is not just staying in close proximity with devotees, but more importantly, we try to cultivate how devotees make Krishna their topmost priority, how they orient all their life around Krishna, how they center all their relationships around Krishna. When we do all these 6 items, sa nischay dhairya, tat karma pravartanat, sangatyaga satovrite, then the result is bhakti prasiddhyati happens, that our bhakti will flourish. So satovrite is the tendencies of those who are pursuing higher spiritual knowledge or higher spiritual truths. So sato means the transcendental devotee, those who are pursuing sat. And vritti means inclination. So Srila Prabhupada says, Satovrite is the practice of devotional service by following the examples of previous acharyas. So Guru knows the way, Guru shows the way, and Guru goes the way. So Guru is an example of Sat. We try to incorporate the vritti of that Sat in our lives. So Satovrite is very important principle to follow the examples and inclinations of Guru and pure devotees. Unless we are purified, internally motivated in spiritual life, till that time we should avoid the association of materialistic people, and simultaneously we should not avoid the association of devotees. I may think I am advanced, I can practice better spiritual life. So much chit chat happens in devotee association also, so better I be alone. No, loneliness is not the solution. Plus, within devotee association also devotees are at different levels. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapters 8 and 9, the Dhruv Maharaj's prayers, he asks for devotee association. Dhruv Maharaj says that although Dhruv Maharaj is already purified, but he shows by his example that unless I have devotee association, my bhakti will not mature. So devotee association is very important. So in general, as compared to non-devotees, we prefer to have association of devotees. This is Satovrite. And within devotees also, not everyone is equally serious, because people in ISKCON, there are all kinds of people. The 4 kinds of people described in Bhagavad Gita 7.16, that many start as materialistic people. So we have to be careful with whom we associate and how we associate. Therefore, we have to find out like-minded, sincere devotees, have their association so as to increase our own devotion, our own devotional inclination. That's a little longer summary of text number 3. Questions, comments, realizations?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. The presentation was very beautiful, Prabhuji. So my question is, if your family member is non-devotee, and then you cannot avoid the association, being associated with them, so how to protect yourself in that situation?
Yeah, very practical inquiry. So understand that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is 100% in knowledge. And Krishna has put you in that family relationship, in that family association. Means Krishna is giving you an opportunity for you to practice your devotional principles. So instead of looking down upon the family member who is not practicing, show your mercy. Give them prasad. You practice the principles such as tolerance, such as humility, such as how to see the modes, that it will become very obvious how somebody not practicing Krishna consciousness, how they are puppets in the hands of the modes. So you use the circumstances to your advantage as much as is possible to practice your Krishna consciousness, and simultaneously for the family member, give them prasad, nothing else. Don't talk philosophy, because philosophy is not going to help them unless their finer tissues in the brain get cleansed. Prabhupada has explained this in Bhagavad Gita 3.13 and 3.14 purport, one of them or both of them. Prabhupada says in the purport that unless the finer tissues of the brain are purified or cleansed through prasad, through Krishna prasad, till that time they are not going to understand spirituality. So you don't get agitated that why are you not understanding? Well, they are not having the ability to understand right now. But you become an instrument of Krishna by first giving them prasad. Simply give them prasad and let them come to you with an inquiry. Then you start speaking philosophy. Till that time, you just keep practicing your tolerance, your humility, and there are so many other qualities that you can practice, including not to look at negative points, rather look at spiritual opportunity. By looking at spiritual opportunity of everyone, you can yourself avoid looking at the negative of others. Archana, and everybody, does that help?
Yes, Prabhuji. Just follow up the question, Prabhuji. So now, by seeing means other doing some devotional service, instead of going to Krishna, they are going more to demigods. So at that situation, we should appreciate them. Yeah, you're doing like better. Or I should like tell about, oh, you should go to, I should not be talking about them also, not about Krishna, right?
So open Bhagavad Gita, should be 7.21 plus minus one verse, and read that verse. Yeah. Archana, read 7.21 Bhagavad Gita.
$7.21, Prabhu, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one desire to worship some demigod and make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to the particular deities. To that
Right.
particular,
So
yes.
Krishna is giving that person a faith in the demigod.
Mhm.
Who are you to come between that person and Krishna and demigods?
True, very true. Yeah.
Right. So that person is right now at a low end of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
So demigod worship is designed for materialistic people to come out of materialistic lifestyle and enter the circle of spirituality just at a low end, right? So you don't have to say that they are doing it wrong. Rather, what you can say, if there is an opportunity, first you don't say anything, just give them prasad. If there is an opportunity to explain, you can explain that demigod worship is lower on the scale on the yoga ladder or on the path of spirituality. And then the next higher step is devotional service to Krishna. And you are bound to get a response saying, should I do demigod worship or should I do Krishna worship? And the response is, you can give the example of a tree and the leaves and the branches. That demigod worship are like those you are watering the individual leaf or the individual branches, while devotional service is watering the root. The demigod worship already is included in Krishna worship. And you don't need to do anything separate endeavor. Then you can explain. If you have the opportunity, if the other person is inquiring, or you can judge. Sometimes they may not inquire. You have to judge according to time, place, and circumstances, as well as the relationship that you have. Whether you are having the ability to influence or not. And then you can explain that demigod worship is lower, is giving you temporary and insignificant benefits, while Krishna worship is already including, the demigod worship is already included in Krishna worship, plus the Krishna worship gives you much better results. Does that help you?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Harivam.
Very good. Rest of you, questions, comments, realizations? Divya?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned appreciate the spiritual opportunity of others. What do you mean by that spiritual opportunity of others?
Yeah, look at their spiritual potential as well as your opportunity to practice spirituality, rather than looking at somebody else who is not practicing. So if somebody is not practicing spirituality or is practicing demigod worship, well, there is your opportunity to preach, and there is an opportunity for the other person to become spiritual, right? So that's the opportunity you look for, provided you have the relationship and the ability to influence the other person. Divya?
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Very good practical inquiries. All right, let's read Nectar of Instruction, text number 3. So everybody follow the paragraphs that I will give you. Archana will start reading from the translation plus paragraph number 1, then paragraph number 2, which starts bhakti sort of cultivation, and paragraph number 3 starts at the bottom of page 29 of Nectar of Instruction book. Paragraph number 3 is, it is further recommended. And Archana can also recite text number 3 in Sanskrit if she so prefers.
Hare Krishna. Text 3. The Sanskrit recitation. Utsaha nishayante dehiyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sangavrite Sabir Bhakti Prasiddhyate. Translation. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. The first, being enthusiastic. And second, endeavoring with confidence. Third, being patient. Fourth, acting according to the regulative principle, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. Fifth, abandoning the association of non-devotee. And sixth, following in the footsteps of the previous Acharya. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Purport. Devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation of imaginative excessivity. Its substance is practical activity. Srila Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasa Amrit Sindhu 1.1.11 has defined devotional service as follows. Anya abhilasha sunya jnana karmandi anavratam anukulyam krishnanu silanam bhaktir uttama bhakti, or allowed devotion unto the supreme personality of a Godhead, Sri Krishna, involve the rendering of devotional service in the way that favorable to the Lord. This devotional service should be free from an extraneous motive and devoid of fruitive karma, impersonal jnana, and all other selfish desire. Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. As soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Cultivation of a spiritual does not mean sitting down idly for meditation, as some pseudo yogi teach. Such idle meditation may be good for those who have no information or devotional service, and for this reason, it is sometimes recommended as a way to check distracting materialistic activity. Meditation means stopping all nonsensical activities, at least for the time being. Devotional service, however, not only puts an end to all nonsensical mundane activity, but also engage one in a meaningful devotional activity. Sri Prahlad Maharaj recommended. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pade, Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sankyam, Atam, Nivedanam. The 9 processes of devotional service are as follows. Hearing the name and the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, chanting His glory, remembering the Lord. Fourth, serving the Lord. Fifth, worship the deity. Sixth, offering obeisances unto the Lord. Seventh, acting as a Lord's servant. Eighth, making friends with the Lord. Ninth, surrendering oneself fully to the Lord. Shravanam, or hearing, is the first step, is acquiring transcendental knowledge. One should not give oral reception to the authorized person, but should approach the proper personal as recommended in the Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tat vidhi pare patena pariprashne sevaya upadesha jnanana tattva darshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. In a further recommended in a Mundaka Upanishad, Tat Vijnaratam Sa Gurum Eva Bhichatte. To understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, this method of submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely based on mental speculation. In this regard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, Brahmananda Brahmita Kono Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. In the course of traversing the universe creation of Brahma, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. It is all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. CC Madhya 19.151. The material world is a place of confinement for the living entity who are by the nature Anantamaya, pleasing seeing, pleasure seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness, but not knowing the process of liberation. They are born to transmigrate from one species to one species of life to another and from one planet to another. In this way, the living entity are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune one come in a contact with a pure devotee and hear from his from him patiently, one began to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. The International Society of Krishna Consciousness is given such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one take advance of this opportunity to engage in a devotional service, the path of liberation immediately open.
So these paragraphs were the base setting what is bhakti and what is not bhakti. Next, Divya will read. So Divya will read paragraph 4, which so now the point about enthusiasm is explained. Paragraph 4 starts, one should accept this opportunity. Then paragraph 5 at the bottom of page 30, in all phases of life. And continue next page and also read paragraph 6 at the top of page 32. Starts, endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna. One should accept this opportunity to return home, back to Godhead, very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Even in the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in his particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, businessman, artist, or anyone else who wants success in his line must be enthusiastic. Similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action, but action for whom? The answer is that one should always act for Krishna, Krishnar Takila Cheshta, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In all phases of life, one has to perform devotional activities under the direction of the spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. It is not that one has to confine or narrow one's activities. Krishna is all pervading. Therefore, nothing is independent of Krishna, as Krishna himself states in Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matsani sarvabhutani na chaham teshvavashtitaha. By me, in my manifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna's service. For example, at present we are using a dictaphone. The materialists who invented this machine intended it for businessmen or writers of mundane subject matters. We certainly never thought of using the dictaphone in God's service, but we are using this dictaphone to write Krishna conscious literature. Of course, the manufacture of the dictaphone is wholly within the energy of Krishna. All parts of the instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from different combinations and interactions of the 5 basic types of material energy, namely Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, and Akasha. The inventor used his brain to make this complicated machine, and his brain, as well as the ingredients, was supplied by Krishna. According to the statement of Krishna, Matstani Sarva Bhutani, everything is depending on my energy. Thus, the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be dovetailed in his service. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct meaning by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life.
Next, Chandran Prabhu will read. So paragraph 7 on page 32, which starts, these activities must be executed. This is about patience. And then paragraph 8.
Prabhuji, the continuity of the next paragraph.
Yeah, that's
Am I right,
paragraph
Prabhuji?
7 and then paragraph
Continuity of the next paragraph.
Correct. The next paragraph is on tat tat
These
karma.
activities must be executed with patience.
Chandan Prabhu, we cannot hear you.
Prabhuji, there is
Okay, Chandan Prabhu will skip you reading. Mayank Prabhu will read. Mayank Prabhu, same paragraph 7 and 8. Paragraph 7 is starting, these activities must be executed with patience. Then paragraph 8 is, as already explained.
Hare Krishna. These activities must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness. Indeed, this Krishna consciousness movement was started single-handedly, and in the beginning there was no response. But because we continued to execute our devotional activities with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of this movement, and now they are eagerly participating. One should not be impatient in discharging devotional service, but should take instructions from the spiritual master and execute them with patience, depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The successful execution of Krishna conscious activities require both patience and confidence. A newly married girl naturally expects offspring from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them immediately after marriage. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop and be born in due time. Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. The devotee thinks, um, Avasya Raksive Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is called confidence. As already explained, one should not be idle but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principles. Tat tat karma pravartana. Neglect of the regulative principles will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna conscious movement, there are four basic regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following these principles. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tat Tat Karma Pravartana. One must strictly follow the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti. In addition to these four prohibitions, Yama, there are positive regulative principles, Niyama, such as the daily chanting of 16 rounds on Japamala beads. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tat Tat Karma Pravartana or varied engagement in devotional service. Should I read further, Prabhuji?
That's it. Shivangi will read next. So
Hare Krishna.
paragraph 9, which starts, furthermore, in order to be successful, and this is on Sangatyaga. And then paragraph 10 also, which starts, devotional service means transcendental activities. Two paragraphs.
Hare Krishna. Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes karmis, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotees about the general principles of Vaishnavism, as well as the general routine activities of the Vaishnava, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangatyaga e Vaishnava Achara. Characteristically, a Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Srila Narottam Das Thakura has therefore recommended Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and execute the regulative principles laid down by the six previous acharyas, the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami and Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami. If one knows an association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulated principles of spiritual life. Devotional service means transcendental activities. In the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the three modes of material nature. This is called Vishuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning. Before them, we attend Mangala Aarti, morning worship, then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtana, and so forth. Thus, we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called Satovritti, or following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities. Hare Krishna.
Now, Vimal Prabhu will read next two paragraphs. So, paragraph 11 starts with this is on Satovrate. That paragraph says if one strictly follows the advice, and then the next paragraph 12 is on page 35, engagement in devotional service.
Hare Krishna. Devotional service, devotional service means transcendental activities.
We read that paragraph. Prabhu, the next paragraph.
Thank you, Babaji. If one strictly follows the advice given in the verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving up the association of unwanted persons, following the regulatory principles, and remaining in the association of devotee, one is sure to advance in devotional service. In this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that she, the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculations, the collections of mundane opulence by the advancement of fruitive activities, and the desire for yoga siddhis material perfections are all contrary to the principles of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly callous to such non-permanent activities and turn his intentions instead of the regulator principles of devotional service. According to the Bhagavad Gita 2.69, Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutayam Tasyam Jagati Swayami Yasyam Jagati Bhutani Sa Nisha Syoto Munya. What is night for all being is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all being is night for the introspective sage. Engagement in the devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of the living entities. It is the desired goal, the supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this, and one also has to be confident that all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculations, fruitive work, or mystic endeavor, will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the faith of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal, but attempting to follow other path will only succeed in making one restless. In the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage in service of charity for others purpose are purified in their mind despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord.
All
Hare
right.
Krishna Prabhu.
Abhishek Prabhu are able to read rest of the purport from page 36, which starts, it is further stated in 7th canto. All right. Whosoever wants to read can read. Everybody has read.
Can I read?
Yeah, Mayank Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. It is further stated in the seventh canto, although mental spectaculars and fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord, however, never fall down. In Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures Arjuna, Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta prayasati, O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Again in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says, Nihab Vikrama Nasosti Pratyavayu na Vidyate Svalpam Apya Asya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhaya. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced anything.
That's okay. You did
In
good.
this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that once having begun, one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. Sometimes a person will give up his ordinary material engagements and out of sentiment take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and thus begin the preliminary execution of devotional service. Even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss on his part. On the other hand, what is the gain of one who executes the prescribed duties according to his varna and asrama but does not take to devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left off. Devotional service is ahi tukya apratihata. It is not the effect on any mundane cause, nor can it be terminated by any mundane cause or permanently curtailed by any material interruption. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should not be very interested in the activities of the karmis, jnanis, and yogis. There are certainly many good qualities among fruitive actors, philosophical spectaculars, and mystic yogis, but all good qualities automatically develop in the character of the devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed. As confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam 5.8.12, all the good qualities of the demigods manifest progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service. Because a devotee is not interested in any material activity, he does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of transcendental life. However, one who engages in mundane activity, be he a so-called jnani, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. He remains a Duratma or cripple minded person. According to Bhagavad Gita 9.13, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim praktrim asrita bhajanti ananya manaso gnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Partha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Since all the devotees of the Lord are under the protection of His supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take to the path of karmi, jnani, or yogi. This is called utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, tat karma pravartana, enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance in devotional service without hindrance. Hare Krishna.
Very good. That is Nectar of Instruction text number 3. Any follow-up questions, comments, realizations? So we'll take some time for the practical learnings devotees had when my Guru Maharaj was present here. So Archana, Divya, Shivangi were present doing services when my Guru was physically present. Guruma and Guru Maharaj were physically present here in Toronto. And then we'll also talk about last week. Mayan Prabhu was there doing services. There were some practical learnings also. So first, Archana, Divya, Shivangi, share your experience. What did you learn? What did you notice?
I'll start first, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, this year, due to Radharani Mercy, I got like opportunity serving Radharani kitchen back to back, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it was really the feeling was like, I don't know, I was feeling like I'm in a Vaikuntha Loka. So and then and back to back, we and Rajesh Prabhu was giving us back to back Maha Prasadam. And then he also explained why we call it Maha. So when we offer to Lord Krishna, it's became Maha. And then the same prasad, when it offered to Guru Maharaj, it's became Maha. So back to back, continue from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ramvilas Prabhu was saving all those Mahaprasad for us. And then again, the mercy, we received that Mahaprasad. And I was not expecting on Wednesday. It was Rajesh Prabhu was there all whole week there, but I got a call on Tuesday to come on early morning. So I grabbed that one. It was not like I never travel so early, but I said no, try it this time. So I grabbed that opportunity, and it was really means I didn't expect it. I got a direct service to serve Guru Maharaj, and then I was cutting the vegetables and everything. And the Mataji, I think it's I forget the name, Prabhuji. The Mataji, she was
Vajalal,
really like,
yeah.
okay, fine, you can like cut the paneer, you can like cut everything, and she was even allowing me to mix everything, and then it was a great. And even when they make everything, they make a menu. So I was not expecting that they put my name also in there. So it was out of the world. I cannot express that feeling here right now, but it was really, really great. And it was great doing a service with Ritu Mataji. Even one day I worked with Shivangi and Divya too. And one more thing, I have to tell that we were honoring Prasadam, Maha. So me and Ritu Mataji was there. So we in the Mahaprasad we got the lemon with the skin. So it was very hard. So first of all, eating with the skin, it is very hard because it's sour in the taste. And then Rajesh Prabhu said we cannot, means it's a Maha. So it's everything has to go. You don't know how the mercy will shower on all of us. So we have to honor it. So now, okay, we said, okay, we'll honor. But now the problem was it was only one small piece. To cut that small piece, and we cannot get anything from the kitchen, like Caesar, anything out of the kitchen area. We are sitting in the dining hall. So I don't know how Rajesh Prabhu tried. And again, the Radharani Mercy, we able to cut in a 3-piece. And me, Ritu Mataji, and Rajesh Prabhu, we honor. I'm not joking. It's literally the lemon with the skin, thick skin. It's not even the thin skin. It was a thick skin, and it was sweet in the taste.
Mm.
So it was really awesome. I enjoyed. I was, whenever I remember those days, I feel like, oh my God, where I was, I don't know. I want to go back again, but I know I cannot. We have to come back in this material world, and we have to carry on. So thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this is spontaneous devotional service by Archana that I called late evening, and Rajalalana was cooking and she was engaging all of us in service. And there was shortfall because everybody was already exhausted. So I just called Archana, can you come? And she just spontaneously accepted. So this is example of spontaneous devotional service. And the lemon, yes, it's the green lime. It's not even the yellow. It's a green lime. the skin is so thick and it is so bitter. But because it is now coming from Guru Maharaj, the Mahaprasad, Archana is not joking. That lemon was actually sweet, including the skin, the thick skin. It was sweet. This is what happens with Mahaprasad. Although you only need a tiny pinch, all those who were there got lot of Mahaprasad. And we have to take the Mahaprasad by taking permission. So those who do services, they take permission from Guru Maharaj for everybody. We don't have to go one by one. And only when you take the Mahaprasad after taking permission from the spiritual master is when your sins get purified. So this is described by Sri Narad Muni in Canto 1, Chapter 5. Should be around verse number 21, plus minus one or two verses. This is where Narad Muni starts describing. Very good. So that was spontaneous devotional service by Archana. Divya, Shivangi, you want to share something?
Prabhuji, I want to add one more point. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So even in the beginning, when I used to do the service, means Rajesh Prabhu used to make us to cut the vegetables. And I used to, I don't know, it was hesitation or shyness. I used to feel like going to the utensil cleaning is like not my cup of tea. But when I realized the best service is cleaning the pots and all, it purified you. And I really realized that one. So now it's like even the cleaning the Radharani kitchen, swiping the kitchen, the floor, that is also purify you. Whenever I get a chance, I just grab that one and do, because I know I'm purifying myself. It is not that cleaning the pot is like, but it is like I can feel that that impurity inside me. It is like washing. Radharani is helping. So that is very important.
Yeah, very good. So Archana also did spectacular devotee service by allowing Pragya to stay at her place when Pragya was visiting here during Rath Yatra, as well as on the Rath Yatra day. Pragya and Archana and Ritu Mataji, they were all dressed up very nicely, but they got to do clean the pots. Yeah, they were all dressed up very nicely, like real nicely dressed up in gopi dresses. And what were they doing? Cleaning pots. Why? Because they were getting cleansed from inside. Yeah, very good realization and very good services. First by serving a devotee Pragya to stay at your place. That was very nice service. To serve Krishna's devotee is what Krishna has said in 1.5.23, that service of my devotee is greater than my direct service. So Archana did amazing. Oh, all of you do services. This is just that I'm pointing out about a specific service that Archana did. Okay, Divya and Shivangi during Guru Maharaj's visit.
Thanks, Prabhuji. Oh. Go ahead, Divya, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Prabhuji, you made us, when we were waiting for the conference, you made us do service in that 10-minute gap. So I think we talked about yesterday too, because you forced us to do it. We all didn't waste time while waiting for the next program.
Yeah, so there's also this is also very important to learn that how this learning comes from Guru Maharaj, that pure devotees, they don't waste time at all. So my Guru Maharaj, he had something else come up on his plate, and therefore all his meetings had to be cancelled or rearranged. So when my Guru Maharaj has to take a walk for his bodily maintenance, he does not waste that time also. The walking time, what he did was, the walking time, he made it as a meeting with another God sibling of mine and said, okay, walk with me, and that becomes your meeting time. So Guru Maharaj has to walk for 10-15 minutes but he is using that time also to give instructions to engage devotees in service. Similarly, all devotees, is not just Shivangi. There are so many of devotees that there was about a 10-minute gap between when the first program ended, they finished prasadam, and before the next program starts. So for that 10 minutes, all devotees, they cut salad, a very big tray for more than 150 or 200 devotees in 10 minutes. That was amazing. And it's not like they cut randomly. No, it was all cut very nicely in proper shape and size. So this is what we have to do, that we have to get continuously engaged in devotional service. Very good. Divya?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So yes, it was a wonderful experience. Thank you for the opportunity. Um, so same as that, Prabhuji. So also we followed, everything you were guiding us with, how to approach Guru Maharaj, what time to go. And I think because we did all that, it was very smooth because when we went upstairs, it was not easy to, and because of the crowd and the number of people that wanted to connect with him, if we had gone individually and stuff, it would have been very difficult. So, um, luckily, we followed what you said, and we were able to quickly greet him, get his blessings, and um, you know, take his darshan, and then come back down.
Yeah, thank you for following. I give instructions to everybody, but not everybody follows. So thank you for following. Very good. Mayank Prabhu, learnings from last week's service.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So firstly, I would like to say, like, I somehow I get very uh, less opportunity to come to the temple and serve, like, because some of the I don't know, some or the other thing happens, but because of Radha Rani's mercy, I was able to serve last week. So I'm really thankful to Srimati Radharani, and also thankful to you, Prabhuji, for allowing me to serve last week. Um, One thing I've observed is, so when whatever little opportunity I get, whenever I'm in that environment, it feeds my soul basically. It's very soul satisfying. So I feel very blessed in terms of that. Other than that, when you so in the end, when you provided Mahaprasadam, and you mentioned about, like, it is from Guru Maharaj. I felt really blessed because I wasn't able to serve Guru Maharaj. So when you provided that prasadam, I felt really blessed to have that. Um, and other than that, uh, about the pots. So it was the first time I had done cleaning for a bit, for more time, and it was like, I was actually wondering about the other Prabhuji, that, like, he was constantly standing there for like 3 hours maybe, or more, I don't know, and he was continuously cleaning the pot. So I was actually wondering how he is able to uh, do that continuous cleaning.
Yeah.
And
So what was the learning? There were specific learnings. We discussed some verses and some points.
Uh, so, one learning in the kitchen room, you discussed about the so when you send the message, about immediately replying, saying, like, won't be able to. So if you send a message, and if we immediately reply that we won't be able to come, it still means we are keeping Krishna at the center. And if suppose we don't reply and show up directly, uh, it 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 means we are not keeping Krishna at the center. The reason
Okay. So
being,
let me explain for the benefit of everyone. So I'll give you these two scenarios, and you tell me if Krishna is in the center or not. So I send message in the services WhatsApp group here for those who are locally in Toronto. So I send a message that I want a response from everyone, yes or no, whether you will come for services or not. So one devotee responds in less than 30 seconds that I cannot come for services this week. So you all tell me, is Krishna in the center or not? He's responding in 30 seconds or less. I cannot come. Everybody quickly, please explain.
Yes, Prabhuji. Krishna is in center.
How?
Oh, how? Because he responded to your message that he has other work, and then he's informing you that, yeah, I cannot come. So you are mentally prepared that, okay, fine, one is not coming. So one minus.
Okay. But how is he having Krishna in the center?
How he has it.
Everybody? So the devotee did not come for services. The devotee responded to me in 30 seconds or less. This week I cannot come. Is Krishna in the center?
Prabhuji, may I reply for this one?
Yeah.
Probably he is never disconnected from the association of the Krishna and the devotees. That was the reason he was able to answer immediately, maybe.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So the devotee already is conscious and he says, I have a plan that this week I have material duties, therefore I cannot go. So he knows that this week he cannot go, but he will come in subsequent week. Therefore, he is able to respond immediately that I know I have already set aside a different time for Krishna. This week I have not because I have material duties. Therefore, he has Krishna in the center. Now, another scenario that for my same message where I have asked, I need a response yes or no from everyone. And the devotee does not respond, but the devotee has come for service. Is Krishna in the center or not? Everybody, please respond. Everybody, do you understand the situation? That devotee did not respond at all, but the devotee has come for service. Is Krishna in the center?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Chandan Prabhu?
No. Prabhuji is already in service, Probably is concentrating on the Krishna. He
Okay.
might not have seen the message.
Okay, so, okay, not a valid excuse, but okay. Rest of you, is Krishna in the center?
He's confused about making a choices, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so is Krishna in the center or not if he's confused about his choices?
I don't know.
So this second devotee, although it's good that he has come for services, but Krishna may not necessarily be in the center. So what this devotee has done is he says, I am focused on my material task. If by any chance my material duties are finished, you know what, then I will go and serve Krishna. Yes, it is good. But what is your attitude? What is your first priority? It is material task. Krishna is not your first priority. Again, you have to use the hypothetical scenario that I'm explaining. It's not a black and white answer, whether Krishna is in center or not. The point I'm trying to make here is that as devotees, we are trying to be spiritual, means we are trying to be above material. When we say spiritual is above material, does not mean material does not matter. Rather, when you say that I am spiritual and I am above material, that should mean that I am already taking care of the material responsibilities and the material way of respecting everyone. And then I am doing spiritual also. So you ask all of you for yourself, those specifically those who don't respond to my messages at all. When I say I need a response, yes or no. So in the material world, somebody sends you a message and you don't respond to that person at all. Is this how you live in the material world? So spirituality does not mean that we have to disregard material standards. No, spirituality means we are already at material standards and then we grow towards spiritual standards. So if you are not responding to a message when I have crystal clearly asked, need a response, yes or no, how are you going to build a relationship with someone? Ask yourself, those who did not respond, check your messages. How many messages of mine you have not responded? And why you are not able to say no is because Krishna is not your priority. Right? So I don't chastise anyone that why you are not coming for services. It's just a yes or no, what Archana correctly pointed out, so that I can plan and manage the services accordingly. But for yourself, you judge. Is this how you live in the material world? Is this how you act in the material world, that somebody sends you a message and you don't respond? Everybody, I want to hear from you. Is this how you act in the material world? Yes, no? Now I have silence.
No, Prabhuji.
Right? So don't misunderstand spirituality. Right? Spirituality means that material standards, you are already at material standards. And then you are growing further. You cannot say, I am spiritual, so material, I don't care. What, all of you, watch your messages from me. How many messages have you responded? And how many have you not responded at all? For how long? It's like a one-way street. Anyway, so I have on screen, next week, Pragya is going to present text number 4. So there is still one spot open for Nectar of Instruction, text number 6. One of you should immediately please take up text number 6 presentation. And all of you, please also start thinking about Nectar of Devotion, what you will present. On the same link, I will have a tab for Nectar of Devotion where you will populate. So you all are going to be pioneers for Nectar of Devotion revision, because in none of the previous batches we have done Nectar of Devotion revision. So it's going to be first and very nice for everyone, for the benefit of everyone also. So both things, I request all of you to, those who have not yet chosen the Nectar of Instruction presentation, to pick the one open spot, as well as prepare yourself for Nectar of Devotion, what you will be presenting. I'll be populating the tab on the same link soon. And you please start making your choices and have that in your thought as well. Everybody can do that, please. Chandan Prabhu, if you are trying to speak something, we cannot hear you. You can connect
Yes,
with me
Prabhu,
offline.
we will do it. Prabhu. Nectar of Devotion, I can do it, Prabhu. There's some problem with my data. I'm dealing on and off. Last 10 minutes, I couldn't hear continuously, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu.
That's okay. You can listen to the recording and you can connect with me offline and populate your name on the Google Excel once it's uploaded for Nectar of Devotion also. The last point I want to
Thank you,
make
Prabhu.
is about the attitude. So as long as devotees stay neophyte, they have proper attitude. And as soon as somebody starts getting advanced or starts getting initiated or is in the process of initiation, they start ignoring scriptures. So you will notice there's at least one devotee, there are more also, that as soon as they get closer to initiation, they say, oh, I'm advanced, I don't need all this. So we discussed that part today in text number 3, that we don't have to neglect rules and regulation. This is because of attitude. So all of you should ensure that your attitude does not change. Even when you get closer to initiation or get initiated, that you continue to attend classes and you continue devotee association, you continue scriptural study. Initiation is just a milestone, right? But the process should not change. The attitude should not change. All right. We are just about at 9 o'clock Toronto time. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.